What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck, and this is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Monday, October 10th, 2022, and this is, like always, my Amc Gme and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, as well, I hope y'all had a great day in the market today, and I hope you made some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over all my regulars, my snake Algo method for all three tickers, some macro comparatives, and some side-by-side projections from last night's update and prep video, and the fulfillment of those projections today. So with all of that said, let's dig in. Real quick reminder for anybody stopping by, I will be live here on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch channel Wednesday morning starting at 9 a.m. Eastern until market close. Set a reminder, come by, hang out, trade with us, bullshit with us, all that good stuff. I hope to see you all then. Real quick, my extreme gains for today from my scalp setups on the 7 tickers that I set up every single day. They provided 14 entries from trigger today, the highest ROI being 130%. The next one down 80%, next one down 75%, had 2 of those, and from there down to 15% and multiples of them to round out that list for today. Always super happy and grateful for those. Likewise, the Xtreme Gainz Premium Discord family in our private live stream today killed it. A great start to another week here. So congratulations to all of you on your extreme gains, and to everybody out here in our extended family in YouTube land. I hope y'all were able to do something similar and make some extreme gains for yourselves. Moving on to the charts. Currently on your screen is AMC 5-minute on your left, SPY 5-minute on your right, with my micro intraday snake from my snake Algo method on both of them. And you can see the blue is the projected price action for today for both of them, and then the subsequent fulfillment of both of them as you see it. Another kick-ass day from the micro intraday snakes on both AMC and SPY from open until close. Moving on to the intra-week snakes, macro comparatives, and side-by-side projection and fulfillment comparisons. Currently on your screen is AMC and my current intra-week snake. AMC finished the day today as projected, down 2.76%, currently up 0.47% in after-hours trading at 638. The current intra-week snake on your screen is the day prior to the previous divergence that has once again, as you see it, continued to fulfill today as projected. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, the projection from it, and the fulfillment of that here today. You can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Now, with that being said, I want to bring this up again. This snake has been fulfilling its projection since September 14th. It is due and overdue for a potential divergence away from it and a failed continued fulfillment of it to its expiry. If that were to happen, I will be clipping a new set of intra-week snakes, and I will go ahead and present those out here in the update and prep videos if and when that does happen prior to price action continuing to fulfill this intra-week snake to its expiry. So there is everything I'm looking at from an intra-week snake perspective on AMC. The macro comparative for AMC. As you know, I have been using the previous double bottom from 2 bottoms back right here in its flipped position. That is the blue. The red is a mirroring of that. This is the level changed mirroring that I talked about in last night's update and prep video. If price action were to fulfill this rejection off of the 683 critical level or significant level of support there, and price action were to fulfill to the downside today, and that's exactly what has happened. And you can see that we continued to fulfill that as projected by the macro comparatives as we discussed in last night's update and prep video. Here is the screenshot from last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, the projection from it if that release to downside were to fulfill, and today's fulfillment of that so far to the downside. You can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in that position. Then up next is GME. GME finished the day today, as projected, down 1.38% in regular trading hours, currently up 0.04% in after hours, trading at 25.01. The current intra-week snakes on your screen: blue the day of the previous divergence, red the day prior to, and as you can see, they continued to fulfill today as they were projecting and as discussed in last night's update and prep video. Here is the screenshot from last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, the projection from it, and today's fulfillment of it. You can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill one of them in their current position. Now, as far as the fulfillment, it does look like at the moment we are potentially fulfilling the day of divergence. We got that required bounce and a little bit of the consolidation here. We'll see if we get the continued consolidation and then the second bottom touch before an upside move here on the macro ascending level of support. The difference in the characteristics of movements for continued fulfillment will be between that, which is the day of divergence, and a breach to downside and a breach of the macro ascending level of support at around the 24.30 price level to downside for continued fulfillment of the day prior to. So that is everything that I am looking at currently with GME and the intra-week snakes moving forward into tomorrow and beyond. We've talked about previously the double-double formation here that is potentially setting up for an upside move and an ultimate macro neckline breach to upside if and when we get the smaller W over here and the neckline breach of that. We will start tracking that technical setup, but we have talked about all of this in previous videos, so I am skipping over some of the technical talk that we normally do in some of these update and prep videos for the sake of streamlining the information right now and not having to go over it repeatedly in every single video. Excuse me. So up next and last but not least is SPY. SPY finished the day today as projected, down 0.76% in regular trading hours, currently up 0.13% in after hours trading at 360.50. I talked about the 361 significant level of either support or potential upcoming resistance if price action were to either breach that level of support for continued downside fulfillment of the day prior to intra-week snake, as you see it on your screen after the mirrored fulfillment of it to upside, which we had locked dead on candle for candle, which you're about to see in a second, in its mirrored position. We did get that breach of the 361 initially. It did find bottom support here, similar to where it had previously at the 360 level, or where did I have that? I'm sorry, 357 level, right around the 357 level. We did find that level of support and back up, and we are now currently sitting underneath it, potentially about to either breach back to the upside for continued upside fulfillment or reject and release off of this for the continued downside fulfillment as previously discussed. The current intra-week snake on your screen is the day prior to. We talked about this in one of two potential positions. It's straight up position, which is what you see on your screen. And like I had just said, the mirrored fulfillment of that downside projection, which we had covered with this in its mirrored position to the upside, candle for candle. In that mirrored position, the projection from it was a bounce and still is off of that ascending level of support for continued fulfillment back upside. It fulfilled that thus far today, other than the full-on bounce back upside. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video of the snake in that position, the location of price action within it, the projection from it, and here what seems to be some consolidative fulfillment of it thus far. Obviously, it doesn't have much room left to do that. If it is to bounce, it needs to bounce sooner than later rather than breach. We also have talked about the downside positioning of it. And let me go ahead and put that back to its original positioning and that convergence back with it for the continued downside fulfillment. Here is the position of that from the screenshot in last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, and today's fulfillment of it, again with that consolidative fulfillment. And likewise, it needs to breach and make this decision rather up or down if it's going to continue to fulfill the day prior to intra-week snake sooner than later. So you can see what the projection is from both of them moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in this position. I want to throw one more thing at you here regarding the intra-week snakes for SPY. The previous day of divergence in its straight up position. I think y'all are mature enough with me as far as the knowledge of what I do to throw this extra variable at you. The day of divergence, we automatically started fulfilling this candle for candle from the moment of its placement throughout that portion of the W, the neckline breach to upside, the M formation and box top fulfillment, and then when it breached that neckline back downside, it was showing a continuation of upside consolidative fulfillment and out of that projection at that moment, and we diverted to the downside away from it, which is what brought the other scenario with the day prior to intra-week snake to the table. However, if this were to have potentially mirrored itself at that moment, what would that look like? Well, here we go. We'd have to go peak on peak, and that would be the mirrored position of this, and that would put us right here. Therefore, the fulfilled portion of it would now be mirrored, and this would be the convergence of it, and you can see the fulfillment of that as well as the continued projection from it if price action were to continue to fulfill it in this position. That is a nuanced fulfillment, different from the day prior to intra-week snake in its OG downside position. And I want to put that on your radar because it's on my radar. There's both of them, and you can see the nuanced fulfillment the nuanced projection from both of them moving forward into tomorrow and beyond regarding the price action if it were to fulfill one of them. And that is everything that I am looking at from an intra-week snake perspective for SPY moving into tomorrow and beyond. And last but not least is the macro comparative from the 08-09 correction and crash in its most recent position that we have been tracking here on the channel. We've been tracking this macro comparative on my channel since back when I started the channel in December 2021. The most recent position, we talked about two potential positions that show similar upcoming projections from it. One is this corner bottom is in, and this was an invert mirrored fulfillment of that downside projection in an upside manner, and we are now converging back with it for potential upcoming continued fulfillment. So in that position, you can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, the projection from it, and the fulfillment of it today. This is where it showed consolidation today, the macro comparative. Then we talked about the bottom potentially being in over here and the upside fulfillment of it in that position. And likewise, you can see the fulfillment again of it today. And here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, the consolidative projection from it, just like the alternate position of it, and the fulfillment of that today. Likewise, you can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Both of them are very, very similar. Where that will make a difference will be out here on the end if we continue to get consistent consecutive fulfillment from where we're at out here to this end in that ascending consolidative manner as it is projecting. We will handle that if and when we get out there. I have a couple things that can be done to potentially be out in front of that for confirmation moving forward. We'll discuss that when and if we arrive out there after all of this future price action or fulfillment of that projection. My friends, my family, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it very much. That is everything I have for this video. Do me a favor, smash the like button on your way out. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you did in the market today. Again, quick reminder, I will be live here on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch channel Wednesday morning, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern until market close. Make sure you guys set a reminder to come by. Good luck in the market tomorrow. Make some extreme gains for yourselves, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Later.